Hello, everyone. It's Shane Conto, your Wasteland reviewer, and welcome to the Streaming Wasteland here on the SPDM Crew Podcasting Network. And this is my weekly show where every Friday I pick three streaming services and one previously released film off of each of them. And hopefully by the end of this episode, you have a whole weekend's worth of movies to go check out. And this week, we're going to be diving into AMC Plus, Peacock, and the Criterion channel. And let's get things started over on AMC Plus, the home of Shudder. And we're going back to 1985 with the classic 80s horror flick Fright Night. And this film focuses on a teenager who believes that the newcomer in his neighborhood is a vampire. He turns to an actor in a television hosted horror movie show for help to deal with this vampiric presence in his neighborhood. And this film is very 80s. It has that campy 80s kind of fun horror movie feel. It has a lot of great practical effects, whether it's the makeup and everything, bringing this vampire to life, and all these kinds of fun elements that are very like physical special effects that bring a lot of personality. Some of the characters, like the teenage actors, are like very 80s, a little over the top and ridiculous, but you do have this kid and you have that classic trope of like nobody believes him. But I think the real fun in this film comes in the form of Jerry Dandridge, the vampire who moves in next door, played by Chris Sarandon, who is Prince Humperdinck in The Princess Bride and also the voice of Jack Skellington when he's not singing. And he just brings so much great personality to this character. He is campy, he is seductive, he is charming as heck, and just a bunch of fun. And he just brings it. And every time he's on screen, it brings a whole new energy to the film. Peter Vincent, this television star, is played by a classic film sci-fi star Roddy McDowall of Planet of the Apes franchise. And he's so much fun because he has such a great scared face. And he has his moments where he gets to like stand up and really stick it to the vampires and everything and has his hero moments. But writer director Tom Holland here, not that Tom Holland, but the Tom Holland who's made Child's Play and other films like it, he just really brings a fun, campy, eerie, and also fun kind of vibe to this film. This is like the definition of like 80s horror. It really brings that 80s atmosphere, aesthetic, the music, and all of that to the table, but still has that like gothic, creepy kind of feel, especially with the mansion that Jerry Dandridge has. It's very eerie, haunted house kind of feel. But those vampire effects, and there's some really eerie practical effects here that really work to get some good body horror thrown in there as well. But this is such a fun time and an absolute delight. And it's right there on AMC Plus. Heading over to Peacock, back a decade to 1973, it is the coming of age teen comedy American Graffiti. Yes, from writer director George Lucas, long before he made Star Wars, or at least, 4 years before he made Star Wars. He made this coming of age tale about a group of guys and gals, all, in these teenagers in California's Central Valley spend one final night after their 1962 high school graduation cruising the strip with their buddies before they pursue their varying ambitions after high school. And this film really does capture the 60s era. The cars. The cars are absolutely incredible. The hair, makeup, costuming, it all really captures the 1960s in a very authentic and engaging kind of way. This is such a charming flick from start to finish, loads of fun, and you have such a fantastic cast. First off, you have legendary actor Richard Dreyfuss as Kurt, who's a little bit more abrasive and a little bit sarcastic of the crew. You have Ronnie Howard, coming off of the Andy Griffith Show and Happy Days, who just has that charming and good natured kind of feel here. And we can really get behind his character. Even Charles Martin Smith, who would go on to be in The Untouchables and direct a bunch of films himself, is a lot of fun. You have Cindy Williams, Mackenzie Phillips, Candy Clark, and then some interesting appearances by Wolfman Jack, who plays a disc jockey who is really in his Wolfman Jack persona. And you even have Harrison Ford popping up in a small, kind of antagonistic role. You have drag races. You have, trying to, you know, catch some girls and stuff like that on this one night back in 1962. The music, the vibes, the atmosphere. This is a perfect period setting coming of age story that really balances so much charm, good performances, and George Lucas gives some fine direction, some of his best for sure. Lastly, we're going to head over to the Criterion channel and turn things back quite a few decades at this point to 1935. And this is an early Hitchcock classic, The 39 Steps. And this finds a man in London tries to help a counter-espionage agent, but when the agent is killed and the man stands accused, he must go on the run to save himself and stop a spy ring that is trying to steal top secret information. MacGuffins all around, all this secret information, all this spy stuff. Really, that Hitchcock conspiracy thriller, mystery, suspense elements really working hard here. We have Robert Donat as our main character, who's charming. He's got that mustache. And we get behind him on this journey. And you have Madeline Carroll's Pamela, who's along the way. You have some charming dynamics between these two potential love interests. But this film really does lean into some great espionage, and there's some great set pieces from the very start. You see how it leverages like Scotland and these mansions, and there's all kinds of people involved. There's incredible cinematography and really great shot moments. You have this like great foggy elements out in like the locks and stuff like that. There's just so many interesting and intense moments along the way. There's twists and turns. Who can you trust in an espionage thriller like this? Years before Hitchcock made North by Northwest, something like The 39 Steps was something that really captured that kind of feel and delivered such a compelling, engaging, engrossing, and intense experience that will put you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. And this is certainly a classic of Hitchcock's filmography and really laid the groundwork for a lot of films to come. But that combo of Donat and Carroll make for some charming elements and some great supporting pieces along the way. You never know who you might run into in this film, and I think that's what really puts you on edge and really maximizes some of the experience of the film for sure. This is impeccably directed, great camera work, all kinds of wonderful filmmaking elements. And what should you expect out of Hitchcock, one of the all-time greats? But that's a wrap, and let's do a little summation here. So over on AMC Plus, we have 1985's Fright Night. Over on Peacock, we have 1973's American Graffiti. And lastly, over on the Criterion channel, we have 1935 Hitchcock classic, The 39 Steps. But thank you all for listening. Make sure to like, comment, and share on this episode. What's your favorite 80s horror flick? What's your favorite period coming of age story? And what's your favorite Hitchcock? Maybe if you could pick one of those earlier ones for sure. And make sure to follow or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast. The SPN crew is ever expanding. We have so many great shows here to listen to with a whole wide range of different motifs and focuses and themes, and a little bit of anything for everybody. And if you're interested in getting involved, make sure to contact us over at our website, the SPM Crew, where you can maybe start your own podcast or join one of ours as a guest. And if you like our logo, check out HiFlyer Creative for all your digital marketing needs. But most importantly, thank you as always for tuning in and supporting the Streaming Wasteland here on the SPM Crew Podcasting Network.